When I made the artworks piece, it was all about demonstrating techniques and processes to achieve the results that you see here. My old man ramblings in the first video took a different path, and similar to the milk staining of a long macchiato, rather than focus on techniques, I ventured into a more philosophical view of what is art and what is decoration, and in fact, if they are the same. In this video, much like a bottle of Tipex, I will correct my previous mistake. This video is by no means a comprehensive compendium on how and what you should do. As a matter of fact, the aspects contained here can be done many different ways. Product availability and environment will play a part in how much of what you see here you will eventually use. There are a number of artwork aspects that I would like to demonstrate in this video. The first one is the addition of a strengthening bar on the back of a long timber-based substrate. Next is the use of a French cleat to support the large piece. Then the use of tile grout as a texture medium. The preparation and presentation of mixed media, such as paper, into art. And finally, the role of varnishing in your creations. Embedding a metal rod or bar within a length of timber or artwork is a technique used to minimise the risk of timber warping, especially in situations where dimensional stability is required. This method is often referred to as reinforcing or stiffening, and is employed to counteract the natural tendency of wood to deform over time due to changes in moisture content or other environmental factors. Wood is hygroscopic, which means that it can absorb and release moisture from its surroundings. As the moisture content in wood changes, it can lead to dimensional changes, such as warping, twisting, or cupping. These changes are especially problematic in applications where precise dimensions and stability are crucial, such as in fine woodworking, furniture making, and artwork. Embedding a metal rod serves several purposes. The metal rod acts as a stabilising element within the wood, helping to resist the deformation caused by changes in humidity or temperature. By reinforcing the wood with a metal rod, the risk of warping is significantly reduced. This is particularly important for large wooden panels, tabletops and other flat surfaces. The combination of wood and metal can increase the overall strength and load-bearing capacity of the structure or artwork. And reducing the likelihood of warping or deformation can prolong the lifespan of a wooden object, ensuring that they maintain their structural integrity and aesthetic appeal over time. The French cleat is a simple yet ingenious mounting system that has been used for centuries to securely hang objects on walls, especially in woodworking, carpentry, and in this case, to hang a picture. Its design consists of two interlocking components, a cleat attached to the wall and a matching cleat affixed to the object to be hung. In general use, this system offers exceptional stability and versatility, making it a popular choice for many applications. Understanding the components of a French cleat is essential before delving into its applications and uses. The wall cleat is the first component of the French cleat system. It is a long horizontal strip, typically made out of wood, but can also be fabricated from metal or any other suitable material. The wall cleat is securely attached to the wall and serves as the anchor for the system. The object cleat is the counterpart to the wall cleat and is affixed to the back of the object that needs to be hung. The shape of the two components means that when brought together, they lock, providing a secure mount for the object to be hung. The length of the cleat also ensures that, unlike a simple hang and anchor system, the object weight is distributed evenly along the full length of the cleat. Applying cellulose fibre media, such as the paper from the pages of a sacrificial book, onto a hard cellulose substrate with a water-based PVC adhesive will result in moisture absorption. The board substrate, because in this case has previously been prepared with a gesso coating, will absorb very little moisture, and any moisture that is absorbed will be inconsequential to the surface of the board. On the other hand, the book pages here have not been prepared, have a significantly looser cellulose weave than the wooden substrate, and are therefore able to absorb much more moisture by weight. The moisture will cause the fibres to expand, resulting in lifting and buckling of the page from the substrate. This is not ideal, and certainly not my workpiece intention. To avoid this, after the PVA glue has been applied and the pages have been positioned, place a release layer between the pages. In this case, standard thin film food wrap. Then place the boards on the release film, and finally weigh the board down. Leave this until the glue has dried. In my case, because I was excluding much of the air required for the glue to set, I left the piece weighted down for 1 week. One of the objectives of this piece of art was to investigate how the pages from a book could be seamlessly incorporated into a multimedia piece. Of concern in the exercise was how could the pages blend together without any noticeable material step up. In this piece, the top and bottom of the pages was easy to address, as a significantly thicker textured paint could cover and fade over the page edges. However, where pages laterally overlap, the same cover-up is not possible. 80 GSM paper, or the paper weight most commonly used in printing, is about 100 micron or 0.1 millimeters thick. Any page overlapping needs to accommodate and account for paper thickness, if the effect was to provide the impression of flatness. Although 0.1 millimeters is not great, it is noticeable. To achieve a seamless blending of one page over another without destroying the printed words or the thickness of the absorbed ink, careful sanding using a high grip paper after the pages have been stuck together is required. The explanation I've provided sounds complex and unachievable. However, in practice, this exercise proved to be relatively easy. For reference, I did not practice this technique on sacrificial work. The objective result that you see here was achieved the first time. I've had previous successes when creating textured mediums using tile grout. I find that the grout is fine enough to provide the application texture that I'm generally looking for, and it also possesses sufficient internal integrity to allow me to alter the textured effect if I'm looking for something a little bit more tactile. The other reasons why I like using tile grout is because it readily accepts colouring, the colours remain colour fast, and the product is supplied with excellent adhesion components, which add a significant amount of durability to the piece when mixed correctly. I've used palette knives, brushes, rags, and my own hands to apply the tile grout. All application methods have worked for me so far. I'm not creating a Rembrandt or a Picasso or a Pollock. The reality is that most artists will never be recognised, let alone sell any art. We create art for many different reasons. The reason why is totally inconsequential. One of the reasons for varnishing is to protect art. This is good if you're also fortunate enough to produce items that are featured on a Christie's catalogue. But varnishing, and the reason why I do it for every piece that I create, also allows for the colours you've laid down to pop on your piece. The varnish draws out the true colours of the pigment. In addition to the layer of UV stabilisation, varnish also forms a barrier between the pigments and dust, smoke or any other invading particulates. Varnishing is a good habit to get into. Brush it or spray it on, make a gloss or satin. The choice is yours. Well, this brings us to the end of this video. I do this not for the fame and fortune that it brings, because it doesn't, but because I believe that we should always expand our knowledge. We should always try different things. And if we become experts along the way, then we should share the knowledge. I am some way off being an expert, but I don't mind sharing what I know, even if sometimes I make things up. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Comments are always welcome.